Let's talk about Daniel Jones and the Indianapolis Colts. As I record this video, they currently have a 6-1 record on the season, and you can make the case that the Colts are the best team in the NFL currently. They're one of the most complete teams in football. They have strong quarterback play at the moment with Daniel Jones, one of the best running backs in football in Jonathan Taylor, a very good offensive line, a deep wide receiving core, and their defense. They can get after the quarterback, and they're very stout against the run. We'll talk about a couple of drawbacks here later on in this video with Indy because they are far from perfect. But when I look at the Colts right now, I can easily see them being a problem in the NFL playoffs. But let's start off with Daniel Jones here. I am so happy for Daniel Jones. He was stuck in a bad situation for so many years with the New York Giants. He never had a number one wide receiver until his last season in New York when they drafted Malik Nabers in the first round, and he was a rookie. So for a majority of his career, his best player was his running back in Saquon. He never had a good offensive line in New York. He comes over to the Indianapolis Colts. They have the playmakers in place. They've had a strong offensive line, playmakers at the wide receiving position. Jonathan Taylor has been here for a very long time, a talented running back, a very good head coach in Shane Steichen, who's done great work in the past with Jalen Hurts as an offensive coordinator, and the same with Justin Herbert when he was on the Los Angeles Chargers coaching staff. But the one Achilles heel with the Indianapolis Colts over the last few years since Andrew Luck retired has been the quarterback position. And you look at Daniel Jones, he comes into this system and he does fit. Athletic quarterback, very accurate, and he takes what the defense gives him. He's not going to hold on to the football for a very long time, and the accuracy has improved in this system with Shane Steichen. It is similar to what he did with Jalen Hurts when they went to the Super Bowl against Kansas City a couple of years ago. But you look at Daniel Jones, you may think that he's getting carried by Jonathan Taylor in the run game here, but that's not the case. They're second in total offense, fifth in passing offense, and seventh in rushing offense. And Daniel Jones is feeding the football to Tyler Warren at the tight end position, the big rookie, who is playing like a top 5 tight end in football right now. He's been phenomenal. He's a unicorn at this position because they could put him at running back. They could put him at fullback. You can motion him out as a wide receiver. His last season at Penn State, he had a throwing touchdown, a receiving touchdown, and a rushing touchdown. You can run a lot of trick plays with him. And we've seen Shane Steichen go out there and get weird with him in the red zone with shovel passes. And he's a phenomenal blocker on the outside. He's a do-it-all tight end. And over time, he's going to be one of the best players at this position in the NFL. Michael Pittman Jr., who is a legitimate number one wide receiver. Not too many people speak about him, but he wins those one-on-one opportunities on the outside. A big physical jump ball wide receiver, especially in red zone situations. And those end cuts. Those end breakers over and over again across the middle of the field. He'll take those hits repeatedly, but he has a big body to do so. And let's just say you go out there and you play contained coverage on Daniel Jones. You take away the run. You have Josh Downs. He's one of the best route runners in the NFL underneath, and he could take the top off the defense. He's a phenomenal football player in his own right. Then you do have A.D. Mitchell. A.D. Mitchell is basically in the doghouse right now. And we'll talk about that more in depth in the next couple minutes here when I go through every single game. But A.D. Mitchell is a lot of upside with him. He just has to keep his head on straight. And he doesn't have to have those dumb moments like how he had in the Los Angeles Rams game. Then you look at Alec Pierce Jr. He's one of the best deep threats in football. But back to Daniel Jones here. In week 1 against the Miami Dolphins, he goes out there. He's phenomenal. 22 of 29. 272 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown, 0 interceptions. But he had 2 rushing touchdowns. He only got sacked once. Give this offensive line a lot of credit against the Denver Broncos because you know a lot of people. It's week 1. It's a bad football team of the Miami Dolphins. We want to see him go against real competition. The Denver Broncos have one of the best defenses in the NFL. They won this matchup 29-28. Daniel Jones, 23 of 34, 316 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown, 0 interceptions, and he had a rushing touchdown, but he was elite in the fourth quarter. Now, the Broncos kicker did miss a field goal late in this matchup. He gets the Indianapolis Colts into field goal range. The kicker misses the first kick, but it's a penalty on Denver. He gets the re-kick. He goes out there. He wins the matchup. That's on the Denver Broncos for having a dumb penalty. Daniel Jones did his job. And he played a very good football game. He did not put the football in harm's way, had elite accuracy in this matchup over and over again, and he worked very well off of play action. The Denver Broncos thought that they could just go out there, stack the box, and force Daniel Jones to beat us. That's what he did for majority of the game. Then they started handing the football off to Jonathan Taylor. So this matchup here against the Denver Broncos was really the coming out party for Daniel Jones. Then the next week, they go against the Tennessee Titans, one of the worst teams in the NFL, but you won this matchup 41-20. This is a division rival. So it's basically two games. You win a regular season game, you win a division game as well that you have in your back pocket. Daniel Jones, 18-25, 228 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown, 27 rushing yards. But against the Los Angeles Rams here, you lost this matchup 27-20. And you may think Daniel Jones must went out there and he must laid an egg. He was 24-33, 262 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown, 2 interceptions. He got sacked twice. This game was not on Daniel Jones. He played well enough for them to go out there and to win this matchup. It came down to A.D. Mitchell. Remember when I said he was in the doghouse right now? He lost him this matchup. And I hate to just go out there and blame it on one play. They had this game won. But right before he scores a touchdown, he drops the football at the 1-yard line. It goes for a touchback. You can't have moments like that in the NFL. Every score matters. Sure, Daniel Jones had some bad moments in this matchup. He didn't play perfect, but he played well enough for them to win. If A.D. Mitchell goes out there and he doesn't have those blunders, they're 7-0 right now. And we're singing a different tune about the Indianapolis Colts, and they're a well-coached team. It's very rare to see them go out there and have moments like that. That's all on A.D. Mitchell. That's not on Shane Steichen. We've seen him coach in the NFL before with the Chargers and the same with the Eagles. They didn't have these mistakes. And they didn't have these mistakes last season either on the offensive end. The quarterback play wasn't consistent with Anthony Richardson and the same with Joe Flacco. But that was just a boneheaded play by A.D. Mitchell. And I hate to beat him up because there's a lot of upside with him. He is a talented player. But he has to learn from this. And hopefully he will learn from this mistake. But they got back on track against the Las Vegas Raiders. They won this matchup 40-6. Daniel Jones once again, 20-29, 212 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 0 interceptions. They dominated the Raiders. And this is what you expect for a good team to do. Don't play down the competition. Don't play around with the bad teams. You go out there, you blow them out, you get them in and out of your building. This was a phenomenal football game all around. Against the Arizona Cardinals, a closer matchup here. But the Arizona Cardinals have lost 5 games this season. 5 games by 1 score. They're a tough football team. Coaching is their issue right now. But they won this matchup 31-27. Daniel Jones, 22-30, 212 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 1 interception, and he did have a rushing touchdown on the day. Once again, he goes out there. The defense isn't helping him out late in the game. They're giving up a lot of passing yards over and over again to Jacoby Brissett. They stayed in this matchup and they worked out the run game with Jonathan Taylor, who we will talk about in the next couple of minutes here. And against the Los Angeles Chargers, he was phenomenal yet again. This is a tough defense for the Chargers. Daniel Jones, 23-34, 288 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 0 interceptions. It's great to see Daniel Jones go out there and have that redemption arc similar to Baker Mayfield and the same with Sam Darnold. But I look at it from this standpoint. Daniel Jones is on a 1-year deal. If he can keep this up, and if he wins a playoff game this season with the Colts, that's going to be very interesting with the future of Anthony Richardson, who is injury prone and hasn't caught on as a starter in this league. They selected him in the first round a couple of years ago. And I know right now we're looking at the record with the Indianapolis Colts. A lot of people in this building, they still love AR as a player. He's big. He's physical. He has the upside. He hasn't hit it yet. So I look at it from this standpoint. If Daniel Jones can go out there and he can continue this success at this rate, you have to bring him back for another year or two. And when you look at someone like AR, he got injured in warm-ups. Bad luck, had a band hit him upside the head. Orbital bone is broken in his face. He's on IR right now. It's just bad luck with AR. So if Daniel Jones can keep this up and if he can stay fully healthy, he may be the answer with the Indianapolis Colts long term. But we'll see for the rest of the season here. But I'm rooting for both players to have a role in this league. Now, it's not all on Daniel Jones, because the run game has been super important in this system with Shane Steichen. Jonathan Taylor has been a monster. He leads the league in rushing with 697 and 10 rushing touchdowns. He also leads the league. In every single game this season, he has been phenomenal. He hasn't had a bad game this year. 71 rushing yards in week 1 against the Miami Dolphins, average 4 yards a carry. Against the Denver Broncos, 165 rushing yards, 6.6 yards a carry. Against the Tennessee Titans, 3 rushing touchdowns. Against the Las Vegas Raiders, 3 rushing touchdowns. Against the Arizona Cardinals, 123 rushing yards on the day. And he had a rushing touchdown in that matchup. And against the Los Angeles Chargers, once again, 3 rushing touchdowns. And you may think, well, Jonathan Taylor, he's ripping off these big runs. No. They're going out there and they're getting 5 to 6 yards a pop. He may get a 30-yard run. And right after that, they're back to just working off of play action and beating you up with their offensive line, beating you up with the run game over and over again. It is brutal football, and I love to see it. Then when they work off that play action, here comes Tyler Warren across the middle of the field. Here comes Josh Down being that deep threat. Here comes Alec Pierce Jr. beating you over the top. That is what you want to see if you are an Indianapolis Colts fan. And the one thing that we know about this league, the run game always translates over in every single fashion. Every single week, you can take a run game with you. You can't take that pass game with you every single week, especially when it gets colder in the NFL. When we get into December and January, you have to have a run game. And the Colts, they have that. This is not just a one-year situation here. Jonathan Taylor has been Mr. Consistent. Look at what he did last season. He's one of the best running backs in football, but he got glossed over because of Derrick Henry, and the same with Saquon. But Jonathan Taylor, when he's been fully healthy, he's easily one of the best running backs in the football league right now. And when you look at this Colts offensive line, give the offensive line coach a lot of credit. They lost their 2 interior starters. Ryan Kelly, he went to the Minnesota Vikings, the big center, who has been tremendous in his career with the Indianapolis Colts. Right now, he's on IR, dealing with a concussion issue. I wish nothing but the best of Ryan Kelly moving forward. And they lost Will Fries. But you look at the rest of this offensive line, Bernard Raymond is one of the best left tackles in the game. Quentin Nelson, he's a beast at the left guard position. He's one of the best guards in this league. He may be the best left guard in the NFL. Tanner has balled out at the center position. Matt has been a very good right guard. And you have Braden Smith, who is a phenomenal right tackle. And give Chris Ballard a lot of credit, even though he has missed on the quarterback position year in and year out up to this point. He has drafted the skill position very well with Tyler Warren, Michael Pittman Jr., Josh Downs, Alec Pierce, A.D. Mitchell, bringing in Daniel Jones when pretty much everyone else wrote him off. But he comes over to the Indianapolis Colts. It's just a great situation all around. And I'm happy to see Chris Ballard have some success with Indy. This could be their first time in a very long time to win this division. You look at the Jacksonville Jaguars right now. They are a tough football team. Their defense has taken a step back over the last 2 games. They're currently 4-3. You look at the Houston Texans. They're struggling right now. They're 3rd in this division. They were the best team in this division over the last 2 years. Look at how fast things can change. And the Tennessee Titans, one of the worst teams in football. They just fired their head coach a week ago. So this division is for the taking with the Indianapolis Colts, but you keep doing what you're doing right now. Work off that run game and get those easy looks for Daniel Jones. If they go out there and they stop the run, Daniel Jones has proved this season he can take the top of the defense with his accuracy, and he can put the football into tight windows over and over again. I know that a lot of people, they still doubt the Indianapolis Colts because of Daniel Jones. Erase that Giants Daniel Jones. He is no longer here. The same thing that we did with Baker Mayfield when he left the Cleveland Browns, and the same with Sam Darnold when he left the New York Jets. This is who they are now. And I think even if they go against tougher competition, we'll still see some of the best moments of Daniel Jones in those matchups. A lot of people right now, they're saying Kansas City, they're the best team in the AFC. We'll see long term. But the most complete team right here, it's easy to see, is the Indianapolis Colts. They can do every single thing. The only weakness that they have is their passing defense. And they're 29th in passing defense and 6th in rushing defense. And let's talk about the passing defense here for a second. Coach Lou, brand new defensive coordinator. You had Gus Bradley last season. Gus Bradley was not a good defensive coordinator with this organization. We've seen Coach Lou go out there and have good moments. Early on this season, the passing defense, they were rocking and they were rolling. Cam Bynum is one of the best safeties in football. He's tremendous. But it's a reason why you brought in Charvarius Ward to be your number one corner. He's on IR right now. With him missing games, this is going to hurt the secondary of the Indianapolis Colts. And I am concerned about the secondary moving forward at the cornerback position. I like the safeties on this roster. But Kenny Moore, he's dealing with an injury right now. And you have Mekhi Blackman. I don't believe in those players long term. So they need Charvarius Ward to come back as soon as possible. Jalen Jones, he's on IR. This is the one weakness with the Indianapolis Colts. And what's unfortunate with Charvarius Ward, he's dealing with a concussion. And concussions are tricky. Some players come back after a week. Some players come back after 4 to 5 weeks. Especially if you continue to rack up concussions. You guys know how the NFL is now. They have more knowledge about the brain, more knowledge about the head in general. They want to take care of the players, and rightfully so. I commend them for that. But if he can get back on this field soon and he can be 100%, that would definitely help out this secondary. So their secondary having problems, they need to lean more into their front seven. With Latu, who is a very good pass rusher, has 2 interceptions on the season, but they need more from him in terms of generating sacks. Has 2 sacks on the season, not a bad player. And Kwity Paye has been a very good pass rusher, 3 sacks on the season. They need more out of him. You have Grover Stewart and DeForest Buckner. DeForest Buckner is still one of the best defensive tackles in the game. Grover Stewart is a very good run stopper. He's an elite run stopper. But this is the one thing about the Colts. They could take away that run game. Being 6th in rushing defense, that's amazing to see. With Zaire Franklin being a very good tackling linebacker, and they brought in Jermaine Pratt a couple weeks ago. But they need to be better in pass coverage. Especially when you face those top-end quarterbacks like Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. The same with Patrick Mahomes and Kansas City. And right now, I put Indy in that conversation with those two teams in the AFC. And right now, they have a better record than both of those teams. I just wanted to come on here and just give respect to the Indianapolis Colts. What they're doing right now is tremendous. And they're on a roll. This is not one of those situations where they're getting lucky every single week. And when you look at the rest of the schedule, it's not a tough schedule, not even close. You face the Tennessee Titans at home. That should be a win. Then you face the Steelers on the road. That may be tough, but I believe that the Indianapolis Colts can give the Steelers a lot of problems. Then they face the Atlanta Falcons at home. So they can be 9-1 in the next couple of weeks here. That's how good Indy has been this season. Then you face Kansas City. This is the true test right here. Coming off that Falcons matchup, you will face Kansas City. And you'll face Kansas City on the road. Then you'll face the Houston Texans at home. So I look at it from this standpoint here. A lot of eyes are going to be glued to that Kansas City matchup. If they go out there and they beat Kansas City, they solidify themselves as being a top threat in the AFC. And even if they lose that football game, that can help them out in the NFL playoffs. It is hard to go out there and to defeat a team twice, especially once in the regular season and the postseason. So even if they do lose that matchup, you go out there, you learn from your mistakes, and you bounce back from it. But if you win that game, that'll be a great win for Indy. And at the same time, it's just a regular season game. It's on to next week. But I have the Colts being a top tier team in the NFL right now, not just in the AFC. They can run the football better than the Philadelphia Eagles. They can stop the run at an elite rate. And right now, the quarterback play with Daniel Jones has been very good. But let me know in the comment section below, how do you feel about the Indianapolis Colts? And do you have them being a legitimate threat in the AFC? If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, I want each and every last one of you guys to stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for the video, guys. God bless. Peace.